Sidekick Media Services. We are your sidekick in business for social media, video production, and more. Find out more at sidekickmediaservices.com.
Hello, friends. I'm your pal in the mainstream media.
And I'm your Riz.
And, you know, Riz, it takes years of strenuous, dedicated training before you're worthy to step inside a professional wrestling ring. But it takes even more time to develop complex, highly astute opinions about professional wrestling. Am I right?
That is correct. You know where we can find that?
Yes.
In the Wrestling Mayhem.
That's right.
Sidekick Media Services. We are your sidekick in business for social media, video production, and more. Find out more at sidekickmediaservices.com.
Hello, friends. I'm your pal in the mainstream media.
And I'm your Riz.
And, you know, Riz, it takes years of strenuous, dedicated training before you're worthy to step inside a professional wrestling ring. But it takes even more time to develop complex, highly astute opinions about professional wrestling. Am I right?
That is correct. You know where we can find that?
Yes.
In the Wrestling Mayhem.
That's right.
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com. This show is brought to you by Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/awesomecast. It's time to get geeky, get awesome for the last time in 2025. It is the AwesomeCast. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the social medias in the Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, PA. Ready to have some fun with you guys. First of all, we do have in the couch. It is the Dutters.
Hi, it's me.
Tree fixture extraordinaire. You
Tree
brought in
fluffer extraordinaire.
Tree fluffer extraordinaire. Thank you for joining us. And also, intern Mac is here.
Hello.
And tree for scale. There you go. Good presentation. I woke up. Oh no, I woke up Siri somewhere. And then we also have back with us the original, the OG co-host of the AwesomeCast. The one that lent me the name and domain for the AwesomeCast in 2010. Oh my God, where this was this the 15th year and I didn't celebrate it? Oh man!
Wow.
Well, we'll have to wait for 20 for the other one. Rob De La Creta is joining us. How you doing, Rob?
Me.
It's
I like how
you.
I like how you say loaned as if it's on loan, like I'm going to call in that loan.
I am waiting for you to call that in someday.
I'm going to need that back.
Yeah.
And if you could just wipe all the schmutz off of it, that would be ideal.
Would you like a slightly used podcast name?
Come on down to Mike's big house of podcast names.
I'll cut you such a deal on that podcast name. There you go. How you doing? You're up in Portland, Oregon once again. Geez. But still, I mean, God, you're over a decade up there at this point, right?
Let's see. Well, I moved here in 2018, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So
almost. You're getting close. Man, it seems like it was so much longer. Remind the people what your background is. What cool things you work on out there.
My background.
Why are you here, Rob? Other than you own the name.
Explain yourself.
Explain yourself, sir.
It's been a while since you've been here, so.
Currently, I run a custom manufacturing company that can make anything. When I say anything, I mean like 17-foot tall unicorns or big fancy technology sculptures for large Fortune 500 companies. We're pretty big. We make all kinds of stuff. And before that, I was doing more technology custom exhibits, touching pretty much anything that can touch technology and pushing a lot of platforms to their breaking point. Let's see. Before that, I worked for an inventions company where I made things like the poop sword.
Did you say foop sword?
Poop sword.
Poop or foop?
Poop.
Boop.
Wait. Tell me more about this poop sword.
Man, sometimes the toilet is clogged, and the reason the toilet is clogged because there's something in the toilet's too big to fit down the pipes. So hypothetically, you want to unsheath your big plastic sword and just stab it a bunch until it's small enough to flush.
Oh.
It's one of many things that I did while bringing people's ideas to life.
But maybe the most significant.
Maybe. You never know. I don't think that one's going to market anytime soon. But yeah, I've spent my life building things in every way, shape, and possibility for individuals and companies, and usually stretching the limits of technology while doing that.
Awesome. Very cool to have you back with us on this, and as we celebrate the end of the year on the AwesomeCast and the awesome things. So we like to change things up at the end of the year here and do an awesome thing of the year. Intern Mac, you are welcome to join us on this exercise this evening as well. We do have Potter's not here. He's out on assignment. Literally, he's on assignment with his job, I believe. And he's got a video that we will be checking in with later. And then Chachi's, of course, got his Chachi video game. Chachi Says Video Game Minute as usual. That will be popping in here later in the show. But in the meantime, let's get into our awesome things of the year. Katie, would you like to go first?
Listen, I have an awesome thing of the week and the year.
Oh, okay. The week year. Okay.
The week. Okay. So first of all is the week is my t-shirt. I know it's hard to see, but it says, I saw Mothman kissing Santa Claus. And nice. It's from Let's Get This Thread, which is an incredible, it's real big on the back, but it's tiny in the front. But yeah, it's definitely a cartoon of Mothman trying to make out with Santa Claus. And you need it if you like weird.
Is this a link to it here?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We'll show that off for everybody. Oh, that is wonderful. Oh, wait, no. Oh, no, it's not plugged in. Oh, no, it's not plugged in.
Oh, the Roomba just got to everything.
Yeah, the Roomba took out our audio, pulled the cord from the back of the computer.
Roomba.
We need to Roomba-proof the studio again. There you go. How about this? How about that? Right
there you go, Rob. That's what I'm wearing.
Wow, that's very affectionate.
Yes.
looking.
Yes.
Listen, Santa.
Tremendous.
I wanted, if you need some last minute fun Christmas t-shirts, that's my Christmas t-shirt.
Let's get this thread.com. I saw Mothman kissing Santa Claus.
Yep.
Right.
All their shirts are fantastic. They got a good sense of humor. So our awesome, I don't want to say my awesome thing of the year because it's very similar with your awesome thing of the year. Well,
go ahead. I can put my spin on it.
That's okay. Okay. So for me personally, AI, we've been talking about it all year in ChatGPT. I have been using ChatGPT. It has been my preferred AI. This particular year, I've been using it to essentially find trends in numbers, in project, things that are essentially to take away.
And paint colors.
Well, no, I didn't get to that yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about work first.
Okay.
No, wait, there's more. But from a work standpoint, I've definitely been using it to help with some tasks that maybe are a little time consuming, that aren't necessarily the best use of my time, and using them to, figure out, can you tell me what all these numbers have in common? What is the blah, 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 figure out these things, which is very helpful for me. And then in my personal life, I have been using it to make major decisions in pissing off the internet and by letting it make major decisions, like picking paint colors for my house. Rob, I literally asked ChatGPT. I said, here is the centerpiece of my room, and what colors would you suggest for rugs? And it wasn't even paint colors, because we had picked out the paint colors. It was rug colors to go with the paint and the things in the room, and the internet didn't like that.
Remind us what the centerpiece was again.
So depending on the room, in the bedroom, it is I have a Baron Batch painting of Boba Fett, which is all these different colors, and it's fantastic. And then in my office is traditional Boba Fett colors.
As you do.
That was the yes, and apparently the internet did not like it.
Yeah, we posted a clip of that, and people were like, "Why are you letting AI take over your life?" kind of thing. So, which was interesting. I'm like, okay, you spent a day at Home Depot picking colors and trying to match swatches.
People are so silly, and I am I don't want to say I'm an evangelist. I ride a very responsible line with AI. I think there's so many. I mean, I could spend the whole time talking about AI, but I won't. But like,
it's probably going to be most of the show, to be honest.
Right, but like that's the thing that it's like so good at, because it's just systems and repetition. Like what people who don't understand it or have a loose understanding of it might think that, like, oh, it's it's the idea that the AI is thinking. The AI is not thinking anything. It's not doing any of that. All it's doing is saying, what colors in this photo? Okay, based on my training set, what colors are usually next to those colors? Okay, cool. Let's go with that. That's all that's happening. It's not more complicated than that. And also, we as humans are predictable. We're based on math and systems, which is the same way that you can like Canon and D, you can make all kinds of music all based on the same pattern, because we like the same stuff, even in different cultures and things like that. So predicting the most likable outcome of a color scheme in a room for all of humanity, AI is great at that.
And I can only know so many things. My brain can only do so many things. I've got to farm out some of these tasks.
Excellent. Does that wrap up you?
Yes, that's me.
I am very similar. Like I said, basically, and maybe I feel like this was like a prediction maybe from last year. We'll get into those in a second. But like more realistic uses of AI. Throughout the year, I've kind of, I'm a big believer in the like using AI for tasks, as in like, hey, here's a show script and parse this out for me, right? Tools that kind of have been kind of split out, we're using Mac Whisper, which is a great onboard AI transcribing software for Apple, Mac Silicon. That works really, really well. And using something called Opus Clip that just goes through the show and picks up the most likely best clips, and you go in and do a little bit of sprucing up and editing on that too. I've been kind of fine-tuning that process here, especially over the last couple of weeks. We made some progress with that to make that a little bit better and smoother, stuff that we just don't have the bandwidth for. But even just like the health apps that we've talked about over the last couple of months, there's more apps that AI is in everything, whether I don't know if it's actually AI or not. Sometimes I think they just slap AI on stuff, but we just I still need to play with it. But there's a app called Sunny that we're downloading in test flight that we got access to, that we're going to check for. It's like an AI health helper. I'm using ChatGPT itself to track my calories, which is so much easier, because it finds the information, knows the information. To be able to tell something, hey, just give me the same breakfast I did yesterday, and it just knows it and adds it to my tally, and then I can say, hey, let me know what my trends are for the last month, is tremendous. And I can't tell you where else I can do that, because the inputting information has been so hard on all these apps. I ate at a restaurant and I had waffles and da 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 da. Well, we don't have that in our list. Well, okay, well maybe it's like this, and it's like it's just completely like who knows kind of guessed. Where this is like, oh no, like this, oh no, like this, and it actually like sets and remembers those kinds of ideas for the most part. So that's been absolutely tremendous for me. So again, like, if you want to just like kind of line up, Mac Whisper, Opus Clip are my biggest ones that I'm using these days outside of, and also like kind of splitting my tasks between ChatGPT and Gemini. When I want to know knowledge, Gemini has been tremendous for me. Literally like going to, hey, why is it like you see a news headline and you say, hey, tell me why this person's mad at this person about this thing. Politics, wrestling, whatever the case may be. And it gives me stuff with links. And that's been the biggest thing that I've been missing. And it's having more and more in ChatGPT, but I still don't trust it because I don't think the data set is recent enough as like a Google search. If you got something I can track back through, whenever I hear a wild claim on the internet or on a political podcast, or something like that, I'm like, wait, is this really true? And it helps me, gives me a nice starting point to understand the problem. Whereas I can't sit there and like read an Atlantic article and parse that thing in my head. It's just too something too dense like that. Or I was asking, hey, what are the terms of services of Tele TV, because it's kind of onerous in there to give you a free 4K TV, and people keep asking these questions on our comments, and I was like, hey, is this really a thing in this? And it'll actually pick that part and look at the document, look at the TOS, and because TOS is not person readable for one thing, so having something like that can say, oh yeah, this and it probably means this, is a giant helper. And man, are we allowed to use the word democratize anymore around here? Remember that used to get thrown around with the internet back in the day? Maybe that does help out if people start learning how these tools get used a little bit more. So responsibly, of course, which we'll see if that happens in the next couple of years, right? Rob, what is your awesome thing of the year?
My awesome thing of the year is Bamboo Labs.
Okay.
Have y'all talked about Bamboo Labs at all?
This sounds familiar.
They make 3D printers.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think Chachi picked up one of these, actually.
Yeah. So I have a long history with 3D printers. I have been using 3D printers professionally since 2009, I think. So I started working with big, like refrigerator-sized 3D printers, which were not even as bad as they had been in the past, but boy golly, were they terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I at one point was running a bank of like 26 of those machines to print out various parts. Each of those machines, I think, costs $26,000 to $30,000. Mm-hmm. Had proprietary filament, 12 by 12 by 12 build volume, and like play the lottery. It was not consistent. It was not good at all.
Yeah.
And so we've seen this technology like trickle and change over the years. And there's all these companies have come and go so quickly. But ultimately, what has happened is people are interested in it. Companies are interested in it, but it's still fidgety. It's still a very makerspace thing. It's still, you have to be like a hyper nerd to be good at it. Mm-hmm. If you're casual at it, you're going to get a very low return rate. And it's really your hobby then becomes, your hobby is not designing things. Your hobby is not building things. Your hobby is maintaining your 3D printer. Like, that's terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to yuck anybody's yum. If that's your hobby, maybe reconsider your life choices. So what has happened with...
You need to have a conversation with Chachi then, because he has gone all in on this and just makes like middle fingers and stuff. So
that's the most of it. I mean, that's the funny thing is, even in the like hyper nerd sphere of 3D printers that are constantly broken, most of them are being used for is printing like weird tchotchkes, which is appropriate. Hi Chachi, love you. So it's like always been a thing, and I have had I've had prosumers, professional models. I've had everything in between. Um, but I've never had one actually like in my home
Mm-hmm.
because I don't want that to be I design things, I build things. I don't need another hobby that is maintaining the thing that gets me there. Um, until Bamboo Labs. They were actually founded in 2020. I feel like this year they really got their feet underneath them. The company was founded mostly by former people from DJI.
Okay.
I think the head of engineering, the head designer who made the Mavic Pro, that whole thing. So like, there's some really good blood in this company. And what they've done is created a series of printers that range from this is my first time, I have no idea what I'm doing, I've never touched a 3D printer before in my life, all the way up to I run an engineering firm and I need to be able to print out incredibly accurate models very consistently out of any number of crazy materials that I can put through this thing. They are incredibly affordable. So you're talking about units that I think are as cheap as like $260, all the way up to thousands. Maybe I would think their top model probably tops out at like $3,000, maybe five. And considering the history of 3D printing, that's bananas. But most importantly, they've created a full ecosystem. So you get the printer. The printer is incredibly well designed, incredibly well built. It walks you through all the steps. It calibrates itself. You don't need to know anything. You don't need to understand how any of this stuff works. There's an app on your phone. It supports all the things. So like, you take the thing out of the box, you scan a QR code, and then you make an account, and then it starts walking you through, okay, press this button, we're going to calibrate your printer. Okay, press this button. This is how you need to like adjust all this stuff. And by adjust, you don't need to do any of it. And then also is Maker Labs, their website for models and things. You can get models from anybody on the planet, but the full ecosystem is, so now you have the Bamboo Lab app on your phone. You could, if you want to, get the Bamboo Studio app on your computer. Inside of that, it's Maker Lab. You can browse, you can click through, you can pick whatever tchotchke or useful thing you want. And you literally click print and you get the thing. You don't have to fiddle with it. You don't have to make 500 prints to get one that actually works.
Mm-hmm.
You just get what you see on the screen, and that is phenomenal and has never happened in the history of 3D printing in any kind of consistent manner. And Bamboo has made that happen. And so like, in talking about like accessibility and democratization of the technology and stuff, when you take down those barriers of like, you no longer need a PhD in material science to make a widget, and you can just like buy a very affordable thing, and your focus is on designing the idea you have in your head and getting it to the machine and not all the other steps. That opens up such a magnificent world of possibilities that hasn't existed in the past. Like, the barriers are so incredibly low.
And looking at this, we're looking at the website, and obviously there's a lot of kind of like goofy stuff kind of in here. Like, there's a Pokemon Gengar cat bed, for instance, things like that. You want a Patrick Star tissue box maybe, but also like, this is still functional for like, we've been actually talking about getting one here in the studio. It's like, hey, we need like this piece that came off of a camera that is like $100 for a little piece of metal kind of thing, right? Like, potentially you can replace things like that. Or, like you said, you can actually design things. I know, talking to over the years, a lot of, even what we do with SAE, in the car and aero manufacturing space, they're using these 3D printers all the time to fill in the kind of the gaps. Sometimes the larger ones with polycarbonate and things like that too, of different scales, but even just down to like, hey, I need a piece for the car to that we're designing and stuff like that, that kind of rapid prototyping idea, right, that I know you're so familiar with from your day job. So and that's like, if you can start doing that at home and have a thing that you make, like I remember my mom had like some idea, because she's an AutoCAD architect, and she made, I can't remember what she made, maybe she's in the chat room and she can remind me, I forgot she did this. But I remember she was going through one of those like trademark kind of things, basically what you were doing, the inventor kind of thing, right? But it was like back when, like, I don't know, this is like maybe in the 90s, and I'm sure it wasn't like a legitimate one. But you know, well, we can do this. Oh, it was like something to like butter your corn, like a device to better butter your corn or something like that. I think was what she was making.
I sincerely hope that she did not work with the company that I was working with.
Wouldn't that be incredible if it was, right? and terrible and incredible. I'm gonna have that. God, I haven't thought about this in 2 decades. But yeah, but like you know, now she could have taken that and you know, she CAD design. She can design this thing. She can probably get in here and make something. I'm getting mom a 3D printer for her birthday this year. That's what's going to happen. And just to see what happens, right, at this point, because if she knows AutoCAD, that should transfer over to something like this pretty, I don't know, easily. Like I don't know, can you speak to that at all? I know you're kind of in that world.
Absolutely. Yeah, it is. I mean, much like AI, it has found its tendrils into like this kind of explosion of technology has found its tendrils into so many places where time was not too long ago that if you want to model something like that, barrier to entry is pretty huge. You are going to be looking at AutoCAD. You're going to be looking at Fusion 360 is a relatively new thing in the big picture sense. AutoCAD product, which is much more approachable, but it's still like it's fairly technical. You kind of have to know what you're doing to some degree, or like it only gets worse from there. You're talking about SolidWorks. These are also applications that cost somewhere between $4,000 and $10,000 for a yearly license.
Yeah.
And but because as much as I kind of poke fun at people wanting to make these tchotchkes out of their 3D printer, like that's the momentum that pushes the industry forward and makes it a profitable enterprise for companies like Bamboo and companies like Fusion 360 to say, hey, you know what? You get a free license. If you're just a maker, you can just have that. And also, because we want you to use the product.
And also introduces them to be making something bigger eventually down the line too, right?
Because what they like in Fusion's case, what they want to do is they want to indoctrinate you at a young age.
Yeah.
So you then become an engineer later in life because you found it fun and you're like, oh, I'm really skilled at Fusion 360. And now employers are kitting up for Fusion 360. But what has happened, because for every person who says, oh, I can imagine how I can make this little part that's going to fix like my vacuum, or I made a mount for a ladder inside of a closet the other day because it was just like nobody made a thing. I could have just bought like the 3M command strip mount thing, but it would have been wobbly and weird, and I could make something purpose built. And it took me 20 minutes to draw it and 20 minutes to print it, and it's perfect. For every one of those, there's got to be like 30 people who are like, it would be cool if I could make a starfish that poops, and I could put that on my desk. Not to make everything about poop.
This is the right show for it. You're in the right place.
So that's opened up to things like Tinkercad, which is just a website, but it teaches you the very basics of modeling, and you can use Tinkercad to I'm sure if you tried hard enough and thought it through enough, you could model anything in Tinkercad, but it really is built around like the building blocks of additive or subtractive modeling, of thinking about like how you cut a chunk out of a thing to make the shape that you want. And you can export an STL directly out of that and drop that into Bamboo Studio, and you can print it. And because Bamboo Studio and the printers just work, you don't have to time was not that long ago. And when I say not that long, I mean like 3 years ago, you would have had to like research your material and your shape and your geometry to be like, oh, how am I going to orient this part and figure it out? No, Bamboo Studio does that for you. You just drop the model in, you click a button that says orient this for me, and it analyzes the part. And there's some AI built in there. There's also AI built into the machines that's analyzing the filament while it's being extruded to make micro adjustments, so you don't have to.
Wow.
So yeah, and it just like opens the world up so that everybody can do this. And also, like, especially speaking as someone who has been involved in the manufacturing, like the world of manufacturing from small to big, the cost of getting your own little thing made is exceptional. If it doesn't matter how small or simple your idea is, getting it from your brain to an actually manufactured part of like the way a might put it on the shelf in Walmart, you're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars minimally for like a dumb, stupid plastic thing, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
And and then you're doing that on the hope and the gamble that people are going to want it.
Yeah.
Whereas with a 3D printer, okay, so you spend like $300 on a base level 3D printer. You spend $20 on a roll of filament. Software is free. You're going to need a computer probably, or you can just do it on your phone if you want to play on hard mode
These days.
Yeah. And then you can try and iterate, and you can like, it's not that you need a whole roll of filament to make your little dingus. You need like 1/100th of that roll of filament. It just happens to come in a 1 pound size.
Mm-hmm.
And you could try anything out, and you can also experiment. Like if you go on Etsy, there's thousands upon thousands of people trying out ideas and inventions that are all 3D printed.
Mm-hmm.
Is 3D printing the right solution for like an end market? Not necessarily, but it's also a great way for people to just try a thing out. Or if you're just like, I have a vacuum cleaner. It's not a Roomba, but I've kept this thing alive for a very long time, and a bearing was wearing out, and there's a little it's not even that I'm replacing a part that already existed. It's that in order for this thing to continue living, given its age, I needed to make a new part.
Mm-hmm.
I make that part, throw it up on the internet for free, and that means that more of those vacuums can live on before they end up in a my brave little toaster kind of end game.
And now you've contributed for you also have the brave little toaster problem in your head.
Uh-huh.
Oh, this is why we get along so well, Rob, because we both were emotionally scarred. I think inanimate objects have emotions because of brave little toaster.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And they all go through the crusher.
Yes. God, that was so frightening as a kid. I'm going to give time to Mac here. Mac, what is your awesome thing of the year?
Probably at the beginning of this year, I changed majors my senior year of college.
Mm-hmm.
Any kids watching this, don't do it unless you can afford to, because I did have to add an extra year on in my degree. But I was taking a broadcasting class one day, and I was just like, wow, I enjoy this more than what I'm actually like in school for, which was game design. And then I switched majors, and now I'm here.
Probably not a good time for game designer too.
Yeah, I was like looking at LinkedIn, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll switch to a different career field that I can get a job in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a little bit better, but at least it's a career field that like I enjoy, so I'll take it.
It's practical.
Yeah. I can fix stuff. You can apply that to almost anything.
Absolutely. And you've had so much experience with what a live environment is like when bodies in steel chairs and beastmen are coming after you. So for those maybe new to this, Mac and Tony, who left at the end of the semester for home, have been involved with us with the pro wrestling internship on Thursday nights, and both of you have had a chance to go to one of our full bigger live shows in different states, West Virginia and Cleveland. Yes, the state of Cleveland. But so you won't find probably another environment like it, but hopefully it prepares you guys for that. Awesome. Well, hey, we still do have a Chachi Says video game minute, and then we'll be right back. And Dave Potter did chime in with his awesome thing and predictions for this year. We'll be right back after this.
Hey kids, welcome back to the Chachi Says Video Game Minute. Here's as much video game news as I can cover in under a minute. Claire Obscure Expedition 33 cleaned up at the Video Game Awards, taking home 9 awards from 12 nominations, including Best Independent Game. However, the funniest win of the night has to go to GTA 6 for Most Anticipated Game. If they keep it up, they may win it twice. And lastly, mental health experts are reporting that 90s games are better for mental development than today's games. The clear start and end points, as well as playing in person for shorter periods of time with friends, is better than the non-stop notifications and tasks that the games today have. This, along with the constant leaderboard updates and rankings, make it so that gamers are never truly resting. Well, there you have it. I've always said that the 90 games were better. Now there's proof. Thanks for watching this week's Chachi Says Video Game Minute. Happy holidays, and we'll see you next year.
Thank you, Chachi, for that video game minute. And want to give a quick shout out to our friends that are supporting the show at patreon.com/awesomecast. First of all, executive producer level Brian Crawford. At the Coffee Club level, Cynthia Klosky, John Diggy DeGore, who did hear our birthday greeting last week, I understand, right, Katie?
Yeah.
Yes. As well as Dave Podner, who was out on assignment. And speaking of Dave Podner, let's go ahead and check out his awesome thing and his predictions for this year before we get into our public shaming of our predictions of 2025.
Hello, awesome people. Sorry I couldn't make it this week. I had, believe it or not, another meeting pop up. So here's my awesome thing of the year for 25 and predictions for 26. So awesome thing of the year, it's going to be AI related, but it's AI competition. At the beginning of the year, we all thought ChatGPT had this insurmountable lead and all this money rolling in from everybody. And then Google said, hold my beer. And in the late part of the year, now we're having a back and forth competition, which always makes everything better. I'm hoping we can get another competitor, but generally we all know things take down to 2 competitors. So competition to drive and push people forward. Great thing always. Looking forward to 26. I'll take an easy one for the win. Foldable iPhone. Like a book. Foldable, not flip phone. In terms of AI, because it's going to be a big thing for a while, I think still. I don't think it's going to crash quite yet. You're going to see smaller, more specific AIs. So not everyone's going to go to ChatGPT or we may go there as a front end, but it's not going to have the same model. So you're not going to have the same model if you're doing it for work versus trying to write a letter versus trying to review something. It's going to have maybe behind the scenes where you have this model for this and this model for that, but you won't have to pick the model ahead of time since people won't be able to do that. In terms of, let's say, we're going to see the beginning of AI glasses, but I don't think they'll be fully rolled out, and they won't be approachable for most people. Have a great break, everyone, and we'll see you in 2026.
And back. Thank you, Dave Potter, for that. And, of course, talking about AI, and we're all probably going to have some AI-related stuff. It's time for the shaming portion of the show, and where we figure out if everybody was right or wrong about their predictions for 2025. So, Dutters, you're first on this list, actually.
Win.
There you go. First of all, you were, as usual, you said that there's going to be a functional pet translator app that'll finally become real.
Not real enough.
Not real enough.
Yes, I'm going to just slightly tweak that for this year.
Okay. We'll see where that goes. Major brands, starting with Coca-Cola, will partner with AI companies, create AI-generated photos and video for large advertising campaigns. I think they had just released one at this time for Christmas last year. I think they tried it again, and McDonald's had one internationally.
I think so.
So you're seeing.
Yes, I'm gonna say yes.
Well, I think you're also Disney just partnered with OpenAI to put their characters in Sora, so that AI is going to be embedded in Disney Plus for user content or something like that. You're seeing more and more of these happen.
Correct.
Like those relationships are. So we're going to give you a check mark for that one.
Pew! Done.
Also, that Sorg will appear in the metaverse. Can we count Sora?
I'm counting Sora because we don't know the details of my prediction.
No, what was the metaverse?
Who knows?
Because we know that you guys have had so much fun putting me in Sora over there. So
well,
thank you
the
for
metaverse was that Zuckerberg.
Yeah, I know.
and I think as recently as of like last week, he officially like divested any interest from it and killed it.
Wow. So we changed the company name for nothing.
You did. It's all your fault.
Yeah.
Yay!
So there you go. Because they knew I was coming. So I still haven't even gotten a new VR set since the Samsung the Samsung phone one. I actually found that the other day. The phone doesn't work anymore, but I have that frame thing that it went into, like kind of like Google Glass that did a little bit more. Yeah, remember those things? Yeah. So I have to go get an S8 again so I can do VR again. Probably be cheaper than grabbing a Meta glasses or whatever that they have these days. I lost my tab. Here we are. Riz was apparently on the show last year. AI-generated content becomes common inside video games, including AI-generated creatures and assets. I think this is happening. He's referencing games like Pow World that was new at the time. I think there was allegations that there was some AI art in the latest Fortnite updates, and a lot of companies have stated they're rolling with AI as part of development. More game studios experiment publicly with AI-driven development at testbeds, as we've discussed. Well, I mean, coding. Geez, coding's a big thing, isn't it? Yeah. So there's a lot of, what do they call it? Vibe coding, I believe. So,
yep.
Nintendo's next console, the Switch 2, launches, but underperforms similar to the Wii U as a follow-up flop rather than a revolution. I don't think it flopped. No. I think it was only constrained by the tariffs and supply chain, right?
And the number of games that were available at the time.
Yeah.
So as the games are, I think we're going to see it.
I'd say that's a no-go for Risk. Dave Ponder last year, we just heard his predictions for this next year. Social media becomes even more fragmented regardless of whether TikTok survives regulatory pressure. Yep, that's still a football up in the air that we've all forgotten about. Creators increasingly cross-post to 5+ platforms out of fear of losing income streams. That's not just me. No, you've seen them diversify a bit more, especially after the TikTok scare of about a year ago. So, like, I think you're seeing a lot of TikTok creators have moved to YouTube, at least the ones I follow. So that's all I have. So, Apple releases an ultra-thin style phone compared to the original MacBook Air, expensive, limited, and aspirational rather than practical. I think they did the iPhone Air this year, which I think was middle of the road price for them. Is that accurate?
It was $1,000.
It was $1,000. That's middle of the road for them. My phone's $1,800. So, foldable Apple devices are coming, but not fully ready yet. Crease problems still being solved. No, that didn't happen. But we got the Trifold a couple weeks ago. That's coming out next year, right? Chilla was on the show. I miss Chilla. I don't know where he disappeared to in the fog of digital war there. AI causes a major energy and power consumption crisis, not a compute shortage. I think anybody with an electric bill will tell you that's the case these days, right? Increased strain on electrical infrastructure leads to more renewable energy adoption, possible U.S. power imports from Canada. Yeah, man. Canada definitely. I don't think that's happening with Canada anymore.
That's complicated.
That's became a complicated relationship. Energy sustainability becomes a central issue for AI growth. This is true. I mean, a lot of discussions around it are around the energy to support these kinds of things. So, Eamon was on the show and said the new, currently unknown social media platform rises rapidly and becomes a major player in the end of US of 2025. No, it did not. Same players, I think, for the most part. And the ones like Blue Sky and Mastodon, I don't know that they're growing. So, we'll see. Platform emerges as creators seek freedom of billionaire-controlled ecosystems. Still the same ones.
Yep.
Go to Mastodon. Good luck. Although there was rumor about somebody buying the Twitter trademark. They've been talking about the last couple of weeks. Anyways, increased movement toward community-driven platforms rather than corporate ones. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Merlin was on as well. If TikTok collapses or weakens, Neptune, a TikTok-like platform, gains significant traction. I'd like to check in on Neptune. Neptune succeeds because of user-controlled algorithms, adaptable sliders for content types, less opaque black box recommendation logic. I'm using OpenVibe, and it works, but it's not great for me. I feel like I see crap on it like all the time. Even if TikTok survives, creators migrate due to long-standing algorithm frustration. Is it the algorithm or just the general, is it going to stay here, is the issue. So, intern John was here. Intern John, as last I knew, is still studying abroad. What do you call post-bachelor's? Higher education in Scotland right now, I understand. Society experiences a cultural backlash to modern technology similar to romanticism after the Industrial Revolution. I think that's happening with the younger generation. Mac, are you seeing this among schoolmates? Mac, we're going to defer to you.
Yeah.
Are the kids on the TikToks?
The kids are on the TikToks.
Are the kids on the Facebooks?
Kids are not on the Facebooks because their grandparents are on there.
Okay.
The biggest backlash to modern technology I see is like coming from kids that are in like creative fields, especially like academically, that are mostly against AI, either because like they're like, I don't want AI to steal my job because I'm nervous for the future, or teachers are super against AI and it's just kind of pushed upon them being like, AI is bad no matter what and there's no uses for it, and we don't really have that like freedom to explore it. It's just a very much a blanket of like, it's bad, don't touch it.
That's okay. The iPhone took my job in a lot of cases. So, predicts a modern equivalent to Frankenstein. I want to point out the intern John was a film studies major, so kind of went deep with a few of these. Defining a cultural work reacting to AI automation and playing God. Questions whether modern media fragmentation even allows for a singular cultural moment of that scale anymore. And that is... Did I skip mine?
Yes.
I did skip mine. People increasingly reject billionaire-controlled platforms, Meta, X, and Google.
Wait.
Growth of the Fediverse-style decentralized platforms become mainstream discussion. No, they have not. Cultural momentum shifts toward indie creators, indie games, and small communities, similar to indie games overtaking AAA studios. And I put apparently a wrestling-style breakaway from large corporate control. Wrestling-style breakaway of large corporate control. I think we were talking, I think at the time WWE was purchased by TKO, so that was heavy on our mind. And we're like, well, independents are your side bet if you don't like Saudi-controlled wrestling companies. So I think that was... no, it's getting worse. I think I struck out on all of these, honestly. So, all right, let's look at our predictions for, 2026? Really?
Oh, jeez.
Jeez. That is not sunk in yet, because, God, 2025 was a decade. Who wants to go first with your predictions? Who wants to set the tone for this?
Jeez. All right, I'll go.
I know you have one.
Oh, I have multiple.
Okay.
So it's keeping with the spirit of everything else. I asked my friend ChatGPT. I was like, give me 5 tech predictions for the upcoming year.
Wait. Yeah.
AwesomeCast edition.
Love this.
These are designed to sound credible, conversation starting, and a little fun because it knows me.
Okay.
I love the first one. AI becomes a personality setting, not a tool. So it's more of like, what personality is your AI set to? Like the sarcastic mode, gentle therapist mode, hyper efficient corporate mode, creative chaos gremlin mode. Me.
I think I was just asked this question turning on Gemini for my like Google Home.
ChatGPT has done the same thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yes. Number 2, people will pay for human only content. Yeah, I know this is, and I love all of these. Human made will become a selling point. Handwritten fonts and imperfections are a flex. Creators openly marketing messiness and authenticity.
Artisanal human things.
Uh-huh.
All right, number 3, your phone will start protecting you. Your phone will start protecting you from other tech. Built-in features will become auto-ignore spammy or emotionally manipulative content, flag AI-generated messages pretending to be human, and warn you when you're doom scrolling too long. Less of an attention thief and more of a slightly judgy best friend. So my ChatGPT knows me. This is so a microtech. Number 4 is a microtech for grief, memory, and legacy becomes normal. So we'll see more tech design for preserving voices, digital echoes, text, gentle tools for remembrance, not replacing folks, not like creepy like Black Mirror stuff, more like soft text for tech for like emotional continuity, like keeping you feeling very comforted. And then number 5, the pet translator prediction evolves. But still isn't perfect. That's exactly how it's worded. New version, we won't understand what pets are saying, but we will know when they're judging us. So it's a more accurate emotion detection.
I don't know. I think I already am very aware that he's judging me, which is most of the time. Fantastic.
So not much like what are you thinking, but more your dog is annoyed.
Again, I'm very aware of what he's annoyed. I know that look. Rob, would you like to go next, or do you have any commentary on that?
I love all of this.
That's amazing.
No, there's another Rob on the call. Rob,
Not that Rob. This Rob. Other Rob.
The Rob in the machine.
Um,
Not the one eating
what?
tacos.
In the machine. Help him stuck in the box.
Yes. Well, I got you double boxed actually.
It's really unsettling to see that. Just so you know.
Well, I'm set up for multiple co-hosts. So, and when there's only one, it's like, well, okay. I can't really crop it out, so
Yeah,
and I kind of like the tech wide view. Here.
And you got C-3PO, Rob.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just a lot of things have changed since you've been here last.
It's a lot to follow.
Yes.
So I mean, thinking about the AI thing, I was talking to somebody about this recently, and you actually brought it up earlier in the podcast. There's a lot of products being put out that just slap AI on the label.
Mm-hmm.
It's being used as a marketing gesture. I do not have a high confidence that the current administration would be pushing us in the right direction for this, but I would like to think that there will be more motion towards just like how we had to define what we were going to actually call genetically modified organic foods, and that there's now legislation against using the word organic when it's not actually organic, or using phrases like fat-free, and how we've had to kind of legislate our way through not blindsiding the consumer by using buzzwords. I think the same thing is going to be applied to AI, where more fences will be put up before they say, like, you can just say that this has AI built into it when it's not actually AI, or as kind of like a converse cheat to maybe help make this a little more likely, a larger conversation around what all the different pieces of AI actually are, which could be wishful thinking, but because AI is it's actually like a very old concept that doesn't really apply to a lot of what we're using. Most of what we're using these days is large language models and logic, and very little of it is actually artificial intelligence in the classic sense. So I would like to think that we'll see more softwares and hardwares and things that, like, if they do have the sticker on the box that says this has AI inside, it is much more understood what that actually means, and they're not just throwing it on there in hopes that their shiny foil sticker is going to get you to pay for it.
You bring up the AI inside sticker. It reminds me of the Intel inside back in the 90s.
Oh yeah.
So
way to date yourself. But yeah.
Yes. Well, I mean, I think we did that already, didn't we?
Yes.
So awesome. Is that your broad sweeping prediction? You got anything else? Anything about pet translators?
Pet translators?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've been trying to do that for so long.
This might be the time to do it. AI might solve it for us.
Mm-hmm.
It could. Again, it's a wonderful tool for pattern recognition and all that stuff. So inevitably, if you feed enough barks into a funnel, you might figure out what's going to come out the other side.
Mm-hmm. And it's been phenomenal. Like we talked about on the show. We were at Ska Robotics at the AI and Robotics Discovery Day here at the Convention Center, and they were doing rust detection on the bridges. By the way, really scary to see how much is on these bridges in Pittsburgh. And they said that that was trained on like only 300 images to start with for what they executed. Like, it's pretty incredible that's a low number. That's a really low number for a data set. Knowing what we do about the auto drive challenge that we've worked with and everything, right? So, and we know how bad that can go when you have a bad data set, when they think a stop sign is a deer. As we discovered when we talked to them a few years ago doing interviews. But anyways, with actually the kid that described to us, I think works at General Motors now. Yeah. My prediction wise, I'd say, generally moving forward, I think more people are going to get. Remember the problem with VR, where like I still haven't had like an Apple Vision on my head to see how cool it is. I just know like people that have had it and told me, and the videos that don't really represent what it actually feels like and everything, right? I think what we're going to end up with, this is the year that we're already seeing this, but even more so. Google having AI will help people, and everybody's doing this, right? They're throwing AI in everybody's faces, right? To get hands on with it and make them addicted to it and finding uses in it. I think enough people will. I'm thinking like the Facebook effect, right? When my mom starts using AI for a task, that's when that's going to turn the corner, right? And maybe we're already kind of there, right? But that's going to be even more so. That's going to be you go home for Thanksgiving next year and your uncle's like, hey, I did this thing with AI. To which you're like, oh crap, and then hopefully it's something actually.
Oh dear God, no! Unplug it! Unplug it!
Unplug it! No! But that's going to be the next thing that you're explaining to your us techies are going to be explaining to our families at the holidays, right? So that's going to make it more common. One thing I had in the awesome thing was hearing stories about people that are taking that, like, somebody's getting a cancer screening they were talking about, and they're like, they get like the form that like doesn't make sense to anybody but a doctor, and they stick it in AI and say, what does this mean? And they say this, and then they bring it to the doctor, and the doctor actually says, oh, I actually didn't think about that. Which is scary, right? But again, I think it's more of that additive AI that we've been talking about. I think this is also the year where the dangers are going to be clear and present with AI. I'm hearing all this about how people are talking to the AIs like they are, whether it be as a therapy device, which can work in certain boxes. Or they, we've already talked about it on the show early on of ChatGPT, of the AI girlfriends, and the her concept. Like, there's a lot of lonely people in this world, and it can become something very attractive. And I think that's gonna be, just like social media has radicalized some people, I think AI is going to have a version of that, and I think there's going to be a big backlash. And I think the giant push from, as you mentioned, the administration on down to the tech bros who sold us social media over a decade ago, and now that's turned sour. I just don't think the trust is there for this kind of thing, and rightfully so. We should be asking these questions, but nobody's holding their feet properly to the fire yet, because just the people in a position to do anything aren't interested in that, because there's too much money involved. So I don't think this is the year that the bubble bursts on AI. I think it's going to be at least another year for that. So because I think they got a lot of runway for this. So that's probably the biggest things for me. Yeah. Intern Mac.
Earlier this year, Gabe Newell said that he expected his AI brain chip, or not AI, his normal brain chip to be done by the end of the year and ready to go. We haven't heard anything unless we hear something in the next week, so next year would be pretty cool. Not that I would ever put anything like that in my brain, but I would love to see what happens.
This is Gabe from Valve,
yes.
Video game company.
CEO of Steam, Valve. Yeah, so I would never get it. I just want to see what it does. And then my other theory is I think that Apple is going to come out with a new version of the Apple Vision Pro, just because from everything I heard, it wasn't that much of a commercial success because it was so expensive. But I have used it, and it is, like, it's so cool. It's one of the best versions of virtual reality I've ever used in my life. So I think if they're able to introduce it at a lower price point and incorporate all the AI features that they promised this year, they could have a really good product on the market. They
still have that in the store for demos?
Yep.
I should I it's worthwhile?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna have to get hands on, or is it face on? Is it face off? Is it
Nicolas Cage over here.
I think Mac is too young for that reference.
Yeah, I think so.
Let me tell you about John Travolta movies and Nicolas Cage.
where they literally cut off each other's face and then they swap. It's a great movie, I promise.
Yes. Just go with it. As a film student, you'll love it. So, excellent, Rob. It's good to have you back on the show.
Yeah.
Don't be a stranger. Whenever you feel the itch, please let us know so you can come back on. Okay.
Yeah. Anytime I'll stop by and
just stop in.
Maybe next Just pop in and
Yeah.
maybe next time I won't talk about poop.
Yeah,
And,
you have the link. You have the time zone. Just be like, I'm bored on a Tuesday. I'm gonna go talk about cat war calendars and poop swords with these guys again.
Totally. Yeah. Thanks for having me as always. You are welcome to continue using the logo and the website and all that stuff. Until I change my mind. So we'll see what happens.
That sounds like a plan. I
I've
love
earned it for at least another year. Thank goodness. Thank you, Rob, for joining. Hey, and is there anything online that people can check out what you're into? I know you have probably super secret stuff building things, but
Yeah, I mean, my company is AwesomeCustom.com. You can find me on the Instagrams at ROBJDLC. I don't really post posts on Instagram anymore. It's all stories because that's what the cool kids do these days.
is that your space? Is that your dog?
That's not my dog. That is Hudson, who's a sweet, precious angel. That is my shop in a few of those cuts. That's my shop. That's my studio. That's my computer.
Is that your head?
Is that my forklift?
That's my powder cutter. That's my forklift. That's my CNC machine. That's my CNC press brake.
Look at all my stuff.
Yep.
That's your giant door. It's your giant ominous door. Excellent.
That is
excellent.
That is a giant oven. Yeah.
Oh, it's an oven. Oh no.
Uh-huh.
Oh jeez. Wait, is it just the big version of the oven that we made pottery with in our class?
Not quite. This is
Okay.
a powder coating oven. You could almost bake a pizza in it.
Ooh, or a giant pizza?
Yeah. It'd take a while.
That sounds like a Mr. Beast video in the making. KatieDudas.com.
Yeah, stuff.
Any holiday plans?
Ooh. Yes. Family.
Yes.
Family.
Intern Mac. I know you're on the social medias. We don't plug it enough, but the other year, you've earned it.
I have 4 whole posts on Instagram. Mac Pry, first name, last name.
Everybody go to Mac's Instagram and say, post more stuff.
I post fun things on my stories. Funny
There you
memes.
Yeah. See, the kids understand. There's no posts on Instagram. It's just there for stories.
There you go. It's all ephemeral at this point, right? So, Sorgatron.com, Sorgatron, all the social medias. I don't know why I say the .com. There's not really much happening, but the links to everything else, I guess. And you can see some images from this past week. We did a production at Villum Firmatory down in the South Side for Enjoy Wrestling. I get to set up the fly pack in front of a bunch of pinball machines, including a Queen pinball machine, which I just wanted to play pinball all night and didn't care about the wrestling because I want to play pinball all night. But I got the job done, guys. I focused up for this one, guys, and then took a blizzard, drove the blizzard home. So, guys, thank you so much for another great year of the Awesome Cast. Apparently, if I'm mathing right, it was the end of our 15th year of the Awesome Cast. So, thank you so much for joining us, and have a good new year. And we will be back in 2026 with new episodes. And hopefully I get around to a refresh on the graphics too while we're at it too. Some of these have been here for a while. Thank you guys, everybody that have been supporting us on the Patreon. Of course, no Patreon content. We're just going to keep it simple since we have a lot of interesting stuff tonight, and I've been drinking. So it starts this show. It will get weird in about an hour. Thanks so much. We'll see you guys next time. Mayhem out.
We're not on Mayhem.
Awesome. You have been our awesome audience. You've been our awesome audience. Have an awesome new year. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at Sorgatron.